It has been 477 incredibly long days since the reveal of Metroid Prime 4, and what a glorious day that was. Fans around the world celebrated in thunderous cries of joy, because Nintendo's very own version of Half-Life 3 was no longer a dream, but a reality. Even without an ounce of concrete information this past year, it was still great just knowing that Metroid Prime 4 will be coming out eventually. After 7 years of wondering if Metroid was dead, it's a relief to know that it isn't. Nonetheless, the longer we go without seeing gameplay or even a CGI trailer, the more thirsty we get. And it looks like the official debut of Metroid Prime 4 will be coming in a matter of months. We'll be discussing this further in today's episode of Inside Metroid Prime 4. By now, you've probably heard all of the speculation, but in case you've been too busy replaying the Metroid Prime trilogy for the 4,348th time, allow us to refresh your memory. So there's this little event called the Game Awards that's been occurring every December since 2014, and this show is produced by Jeff Keighley. Last week, he took to Twitter to post a fun little picture of him, iconic chef Wolfgang Puck, and Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé. But do you notice anything peculiar about this picture? Namely, what's on Reggie's chest? If you're a normal person like me, then your first instinct would be to look at that magnificent chest. But put aside your strong feelings for Reggie and pay attention to what's on his shirt. That is the screw attack symbol, my friends, which is now commonly known as the key symbol for Metroid. The second we saw this logo in the Metroid Prime 4 trailer was the second we lost our minds. Okay, first things first, let's get this petty quote-unquote realism out of the way. This might just be a coincidence. Reggie has been an outspoken Metroid fan for years. He could have just been wearing that shirt because he wanted to wear it and nothing else. Matter of fact, let's go back 5 years to the VGX Awards. Remember VGX? Of course you don't. If you do, it's probably for the wrong reasons.
You can also watch us on Twitch and Steam, which coincidentally I've nicknamed my genitals.
At this train wreck of a show, Reggie was wearing a Samus pin for no particular reason other than that he likes Metroid, and then proceeded to show us some Cranky Kong footage for Tropical Freeze. And then this happened.
You know, we announced the launch date. What more do you want? I mean, you're always digging more. You're already going off prompter. What is this?
Not the best showing for Nintendo, but not like the rest of the show was any better. So is it likely that Reggie's shirt means nothing and it's not hinting at what's to come to the Game Awards this year? Yes, it is. But you know what? We're done being what you kids call realistic. We're going out on a limb here and saying that Metroid Prime 4 will show up at the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley knew exactly what he was doing when he saw Reggie's shirt. Even Reggie knows what the repercussions of posting such a photo entails. And just look at the way he's standing, and his jacket is buttoned just enough to where the logo is creeping out like it's behind a metaphorical curtain waiting for its time in the spotlight. There is no question. We will see Metroid Prime 4 at the Game Awards. If we don't, then I will eat my copy of the Metroid Prime trilogy, steelbook case and all. I am not crossing my fingers as I say this. Nope, not one bit. This picture isn't the only reason why we believe it'll show up. Take a look at Nintendo's presence at these last 4 Game Awards. They did not hold back when it came to their groundbreaking reveals and demonstrations. The only exception being in 2015, where instead of announcing or showing off more of their games, they spent their time giving a heartfelt dedication to the late and great Satoru Iwata. While we were disappointed we didn't see any more Zelda, we couldn't be mad at their reasoning why. Make no mistake though, beginning with the first Game Awards in 2014, their presence has been continuously stellar. Starting with none other than a gameplay reveal of Zelda on Wii U, which we know now as Breath of the Wild. This off-screen gameplay demo was the definition of a tease, but it brought the hype for this game to astronomical levels, and even kickstarted some YouTube channels, like the one you're watching now. Next year was dedicated entirely to Satoru Iwata, but 2016 brought us back to Zelda Breath of the Wild, with a new trailer and gameplay demo. Then 2017 came, and no doubt Nintendo stole that show, with the Game of the Year award going to Breath of the Wild. But that wasn't all. At this show, they debuted the trailer for the Champion's Ballad DLC with a release date of that night. Reggie didn't stop there though. He then revealed that Bayonetta 1 and 2 would be receiving Switch ports, and just when we were thinking that Bayonetta 3 would happen as a result of these ports, boom, Bayonetta 3 confirmed. Nintendo may wuss out on E3 presentations, but the Game Awards is something they take very seriously. This is the show where developers reveal or talk more about their big titles. Emphasis on the word big. What else could Nintendo talk about at this year's Game Awards? It's likely they could keep the Bayonetta 3 train going, but other than that, what else do they have? Yoshi's Crafted World? Not important enough for a big stage presentation. Animal Crossing? A popular franchise, sure, but how are you going to make an epic trailer out of that? Star Fox Grand Prix? Don't even get us started on that game. So unless Nintendo has a bigger surprise up their sleeve this year, there is no better place for a Metroid Prime 4 gameplay or even CGI trailer than at the Game Awards. Hell, they can even pull a Bayonetta last year and reveal the Metroid Prime HD trilogy for Switch alongside the Prime 4 trailer, although in this case, it would make more sense to show off Prime 4 first, then the HD trilogy after, because we already know Prime 4 exists. This would be excellent, because there are a lot of people who have not played this fantastic trilogy of games, and many of them own, or at least will own, Nintendo Switches. So there is really no better way to let them know how great this series is, and then get them excited for Metroid Prime 4. Taking that into account, the Game Awards is also a perfect place to show off Prime 4 and a potential HD trilogy because of its viewer count. Last year's show had an audience of 11.5 million people watching it through streaming services. Putting Metroid into that show only makes millions of more people aware of what the franchise is, which gets them interested, which gets them buying. Advertising 101. Call me for lessons. Or don't. I don't have a degree in that field. The real question is, what can they show us of the game? A CGI trailer would already be better than the E3 2017 title drop, but gameplay is what we all want to see. An epic gameplay trailer showing us what's new and what's old in this game. It doesn't have to be too long, just enough to keep us excited for when it comes out either next year or the year after. And for those experts who keep claiming that the game is too soon in development for them to show us anything, I have 3 words for you. You don't know. You just don't. Just because they showed us a title drop last year doesn't mean that they started development then and there. For all we know, they could have been working on this game for at least 2 years now. Honestly, guys, this is Nintendo we're talking about here. This is the same company that announced a new Super Smash Bros. Game the same year that it's releasing. And let's also not forget that when they announced Metroid Samus Returns, that game came out 3 months later. 3 months. We really don't have any right to claim what is and what isn't realistic for them. Come on. In the end, we really don't know if Metroid will be at the Game Awards, but it's not out of the cards. Not by a long shot. We believe that Jeff and Reggie knew exactly what they were doing when they posted that picture. And lately, Nintendo has been enjoying teasing us with some satisfying outcomes. You want King K. Rool in Smash? Just kidding, here's Dedede. Also, just kidding, it's King K. Rool. You guys looking forward to that Luigi's Mansion 3DS remake? Here's a new game. Is that a new Animal Crossing? Nope, it's Isabelle in Smash. Also, here's a new Animal Crossing game. If they were to show us Metroid Prime 4 after teasing us with this photo, then it would be all the more fitting. But what do you think? Will Metroid Prime 4 be at the Game Awards? If not, What game will Nintendo show us instead? Post your comments down below or on Twitter at Common Realm. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you liked this video, and if you are new, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Nintendo Switch content. We'd also like to thank our patrons, including royal producer Kenyatta Ali, for all of their contributions to the realm. Visit patreon.com/commonrealm to find out how you can join the ranks in exchange for some awesome perks. That's all for now, and we will see you girls and guys next time.